and the kids' grades and stuff, and her participation with the kids for school?
I know when it came to homeschooling, which was weird because they had so many hours they had to get it done on. DC would get up and do his by not, you know. Xavier, he got to sleep in until he was ready to get up and do it.
Like 3 or 4 in the afternoon or something?
Yeah.
Would she help?
She'd work with him.
She would?
Yeah.
How did they miss 29 days of school?
I don't know, I haven't talked to her in 2 years.
Well, we have a printout from the school where it showed that they missed 29 days of school.
Yeah.
And
I
that
know
was
if
when
they
we were
didn't
there.
really feel like doing it, she didn't push it.
She didn't push it.
No. And that's one of the things I'd always get pissed at. It's like, you know, they need to get up, get their schoolwork done, then they can play the video games and shit like that. Oh, well, they've got the whole day to do it in. And if they don't get it done. And I mean, I've seen her just go through and mark answers for them on the, you know, because she had to fill out all the stuff. I've seen her do it.
See, and when we were doing the homeschool at the house there, we just got into the habit where we'd have the kids get up at 9 so they could attend the non-mandatory homeroom.
Yeah.
And then we just let them start from there. Usually they'd be done by noon or something, you know,
Yeah.
if they actually got to work.
It
and went
depended on how she felt. You know, because I'd chew her out about it. Well, I've got it handled. They're my kids. It's like, okay.
What do you want to? What was she like around the kids? I mean, would she drink around the kids? Would she do drugs?
She drank every day,
Even when the kids were there?
even when the kids were there. It didn't matter. Like I said, Denise would come over at night, and you figure she'd bring Jace with her.
So Jace saw this too?
Yeah,
And what would the boys do?
they'd be playing in the living room or coming back and forth into the
Like,
kitchen, because that's where we sat and drank.
I remember when we talked before with
And
you,
then
you and us
her.
and Denise, and then you were saying something about prescription pills she was taking too when the kids were there. And
No, she wouldn't take anything when the kids were
no,
there. It's like I've seen her smoke a couple of times, but the kids weren't there.
smoke. Oh, smoking marijuana.
Well, that's what we're trying to find out, is how is she around
I
the kids?
Don't know what she does now really too much, but like I said, you know, we fired up the shisha bowl, and it pissed me off then too, is she'd let them smoke shisha.
The kids?
Yeah. And I'd complain about it. I'd throw a shit fit. Oh, it's not going to hurt them to have a couple of drags off of it.
We found out Gabe's got asthma. So Dusty,
But yeah, you can ask these. You know, Gabe would really be on it. He'd sit there and pick it up, start doing it, and then you've already had one.
and drinking was allowed too, right?
You know,
Because we talked to the boys about
she
that.
said, and you know, well, we're in the house, they're under my care, and they're not drinking that much.
Well, see, that's what the boys were saying. Well, it was just a taste.
Taste. I've seen them have a glass like this full of whatever they're, you know. Oh yeah, I've seen them have their own bottle.
Of alcohol. See, and I told you that he was telling me this. And it was like, and I knew before you and I got together, that I'd call him and say, hey guys, you ready to go to the bar? And she'd be saying, oh, I'm already blitzed.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the kids? Oh, they're here, so I can't go out.
And we're waiting for Dusty.
Mm.
And that's what it was. We'd be set up and ready to go, just waiting on you. You know what I mean? That's like that first New Year's her and I were together. We were going out. And we had gotten up to the bar. We had just got there because Tina's mom was watching the kids.
All the kids or just Tina's kids?
No, she was watching
All the kids.
The boys. But
Sorry.
and I guess you had went and picked him up, and that pissed her off. So we shot down to the house, and she called him up. And before she even called him, you called everything but a white man with a beard.
In front of the kids?
No, he had the kids.
Oh.
And then she went down the hallway, and she punched the hallway, and she come back, and she fucking slammed me one. And she's not afraid to hit, but she's pissed.
She never hit me.
She threatened to kill me, but she never acted on it.
You know, and some of this other shit, you know, just the stories she would tell, you know. It's like, is it true or isn't it true?
Well, she was always full of stories, so most of them weren't truths.
Or what?
Weren't true.
Yeah.
And about
Why
94%
would she-
of them.
Why would she get so mad at Dusty?
I have no clue. He never really took care of his kids. He'd be on the computer all the time playing his games. If the kids asked for something, he'd tell them just a minute. And I guess like 20, 30 minutes would go by and they'd have to come to me and ask me same thing they just asked him, and I'd ask him, well, what's your father doing? He's playing on the computer.
Would she ever badmouth him to the kids? You know, tell the kids that he was a bad person or anything like that? 'Cause
I'm not sure on that. I know she did a lot. She'd start sometimes and then she'd go, oh, because one of the kids would be coming by as she was raising. It
'Cause
just
we-
depended on how pissed she was.
Sorry, guys, I have to take care of the nieces.
No, you're okay.
So,
I appreciate you helping us. Because we had found some information where she said that she had badmouthed Xavier, or badmouthed Dusty to Xavier, and that's...
and, you know, Baby would run around when I was there a lot. I want to be like my dad. And she, well, why do you want to be like him? You know, and then she'd wait till something bad comes up, you know, or didn't work right, and it's like, now are you sure you really want to be like him? You've just seen what he done.
Hmm.
You know, that's like the day that they got sunburned real bad.
Yeah, when we went to California.
I mean, the first thing she did was take him up to the emergency room. As soon as you left.
And they were fun.
They did have second-degree burns,
Well, they
but
were-
we all
yeah.
had second-degree burns. Fair warning, if you go to California, rinse off the salt water. I did not know that.
Yeah,
I'm
the
a-
crystals in the salt
I didn't know that.
reflect sun in. It's like magnifying glass.
We
But-
all come back, JJ, and I spread it
Yeah,
for
as
sure.
they say, hindsight's 20/20. You know, you tell them to wear a shirt, they may take it off for 15 minutes, but you know, you don't see anything at the time. But you
Sure
know,
saw it the next couple of weeks.
I told him, I said,
Yeah.
if we ever go swimming with you again, I'm going to dip you in a great big bucket.
you know.
Yeah, some
I mean, that's like I went with one of my previous wives. I went fishing with her. We took the baby with us. She was in a portable playpen. We had a thing draped over it. Well, the sun shifted a little bit, and we didn't get it around, you know, fast enough where it was at. She got her cheeks sunburned, and they blistered.
kid skin sensitive.
Yeah. You know,
Oh, I
but
felt bad about it.
you know, according to her, you know, you don't like to work. Most of the time while you two were together, you didn't have a job most of the time.
It's not true. See, if that was true, we wouldn't have survived because she couldn't work. She wouldn't work at all from the time DC was born until.
I know, and what got me is, you know, it's like I said, when we were together, as soon as I got that job that I'm making $11 an hour, she quit. You know, I'm working 12-hour days, so she decided to quit.
So you agree it's about the child support, too?
She's like I said, she had actually told Denise, when he starts making more money, I'll fuck him. Because she had cut me off, and I was was sitting there, and Denise asked me why I was pissed, and I told her. And then her and Kirsten started talking, and Kirsten said, yeah, when he makes more money, I'll fuck him. It's all about the money.
What about the situation with her mom and her dad? I know that we saw stuff where it doesn't seem like a very stable situation with those guys. Because when you guys were together, Mar was mad and wouldn't come over. And
Yeah, because, well, Mar had even told me before. She said she loves me to death. She just didn't like the fact that I was dating Kirsten. She did not like the fact that I was there. And see, it was alright before we actually classified us as dating. As long as, we were just fuck buddies, it was okay. As soon as we went to the full blown, then everything changed.
well,
And that's the way it was, that's all she wanted, but to begin with was a fuck buddy. She comes straight out and said it.
didn't you tell me at one time too that she, or was it Denise that told me? I know one of you guys told me that she had a plan that she was going to take off with the kids.
Yeah, she did. She told both of us that. She was supposed to be going to Belize.
Yes. I couldn't think of where it was.
Yeah, she was going to take off with the kids down there.
Go out of the country with the kids. Nice.
And then then me and Denise got to talking after me and Kirsten split up. And what she was going to do was, she was going to take the kids down there, and then once she got down there, she was going to split from me. Once we got her down there.
I thought you guys were going to get married, and
We were going to.
How did that work out? You guys were going to get married, and then
We already had the paperwork and everything, and the appointment to go see the JLP. And when we got there, she had changed her mind like 5 minutes
before.
it was to happen.
But you
She
guys
says,
were
well,
supposed
I really
to get
don't
married.
need a piece of paper to be with you.
But you guys were supposed to get married, and what was that plan? Because I remember you telling me, but I don't.
We were going to go down to Belize and open a business up down there. Her and Denise were going to do their, because Denise does those cakes. She makes some pretty awesome cakes. And we were going to open up my tattoo and massage business down there. Because we had checked all that out. She did a lot of checking things out. And that's like her and the school stuff herself. It's all your fault that she couldn't continue going to school, because when she went there, I guess for writing classes and shit like that, you didn't support her and didn't help pay the bill off.
No.
And then she went back to school, and she was going to be a medical, what's a medical field? Transcription. There we go. Well, she got so far in that and then stopped.
Yeah, when she separated from me, she quit the college stuff. But she was expecting me to pay for everything else.
Yeah.
We got through divorce court, and I made sure that bill wasn't on my side.
And yet they got a hold of my name and called me 4 months ago. How did we get a hold of Kirsten Hart? She gave your name, Devin, and Danton all as references. Well, what is this concerning? Well, this is concerning a past due school loan.
Yeah, because she's got over, my understanding now, she's over $20,000 in debt with school loans alone.
How can she keep outrunning them? Anyway.
Don't know. They hunted me down when I only owed $1,300. And they...
Thank God my school loans are all done.
Yeah, mine are done. It's paid off, but I mean, what happened with mine was my ex, Julie, I gave her the money to pay it off, but instead of doing that, she did something else with it, probably with the guy she's married to now, because every time I'd give her a shitload of money, we'd be broke. And it's like, how the hell could we be broke? I'm working, you're working, and we got the tattoo business. And I mean, I was kicking tattoos back then, Now I slowed down just because, my back and everything. But,